Hello, welcome to part 2 of the pre-work video for Unit 3, Lesson 1. In this video, I'm going to show you how to copy your patterns. So this is the pattern that I created in the previous video. If you need to go back and refresh and rewatch that, please do. But let's give it a listen so we can hear it with the drum beat. Music speaks. Cool. Now, I want to take this musical idea, I want to take this pattern, and I want to copy it so that it repeats. It repeats at the same time as my drum loop. So it's one measure in length, and I want to stress how important creating your pattern one measure in length is. You want your pattern to start right at the beginning of the first measure. Okay, so you can see my first loop, my first little sample here, it starts right at the beginning of measure 1. Okay, and it goes until measure 2. Now, this loop hangs over the edge of measure 2 a little bit, and I can zoom in and clip that ending off so that it stops right before measure 2. Okay, that's always a good idea to have your pattern be exactly one measure in length. It can be less than one measure and stop somewhere over here, but you want your pattern, you want your musical idea to start at the beginning of the measure. Now the way that you duplicate this is pretty simple. You're just going to click and drag, which allows you to highlight. And you're going to highlight every sample in your musical idea. You're going to hit Control-C copy. You're going to line up where you want to paste it with your purple cursor. Click on the track and then hit Control-V paste. Okay. Now you can go ahead and do that throughout the composition, clicking on the beginning of every measure because you want the pattern to repeat at the same time, which is the beginning of every measure. So I'm clicking on the beginning of 5, beginning of measure 6, beginning of measure 7, and the beginning of measure 8. And all of a sudden, I have a new pattern that plays along with my drum part. Now we can listen to it. Music speaks. Music speaks. Music speaks. Do you hear how the pattern repeats with the drum part? They are both repeating together, and they are both staying in time together. That's a really important thing to be listening to when you're listening to your musical idea versus the drum part. Okay, that's all you need to know for this lesson.